You are here right now in this moment. And this moment is everything. It holds infinite possibilities, endless potential, and the simple truth of your existence. You are worthy, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. You exist, you breathe, you think, and that is enough. Life is not a race to be won, nor is it a ladder to be climbed. Life is a tapestry woven with threads of joy and pain, love and loss, strength and vulnerability. Each thread matters. Each one adds to the beauty of the whole, and so do you. Take a moment to consider how often you tell yourself the truth about your worth. Do you remind yourself of your strength when the days are hard? Do you celebrate the small victories, the ones no one else sees? Do you give yourself credit for simply showing up even when it feels impossible? You deserve to. You deserve to honor the quiet bravery of living. It's easy to be harsh on yourself. The world teaches us to measure ourselves by impossible standards, to compare our journeys to those of others. But you are not here to live someone else's life. You are here to live yours, to learn your lessons, to walk your path, to grow in your own way and your own time. There will be days when doubt whispers in your ear, when fear tries to pull you away from your dreams. On those days, I want you to remember something. You are stronger than you know. You have faced challenges before. You have overcome pain, disappointment, and loss. And yet, here you are, breathing, living, trying. That is the mark of strength. That is the mark of resilience. Your life is your own. It is a masterpiece in progress. And like any masterpiece, it is not meant to be rushed. It is not meant to be perfect. It is meant to be authentic. It is meant to be yours. The beauty of your life lies in its imperfections, in its twists and turns, in the way it reflects your unique soul. When was the last time you truly celebrated yourself? Not for what you've accomplished, but simply for who you are. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, "I am proud of you"? You should. You should be proud of the way you've navigated the storms, the way you've held on to hope, the way you've continued to move forward even when the road was hard to see. Loving yourself is not selfish. It is revolutionary. It is the foundation for everything else. When you love yourself, you show the world that you are deserving of love, respect, and kindness. You set the standard for how others should treat you. You give yourself permission to prioritize your happiness, to follow your dreams, to live fully. And living fully means embracing it all, the light and the dark, the joy and the pain. It means allowing yourself to feel deeply, to be vulnerable, to connect with others in a way that is honest and real. It means being kind to yourself when you fall short, when you make mistakes, when you don't have all the answers, because none of us do. And that's okay. You are not alone. Whatever you're facing, whatever you're feeling, know that someone else has walked a similar path, and they made it through. And so will you. The human spirit is incredibly strong. Your spirit is incredibly strong. Even on the days when it feels fragile, it is there, holding you up, guiding you forward. Take a moment to breathe deeply. Feel the air fill your lungs. Feel the ground beneath your feet. You are here. You are alive. And that is a gift. No matter what today holds, you are capable of facing it. No matter what tomorrow brings, you are enough to meet it. You are a story in progress. Every day, every moment, you are writing the chapters of your life. Some chapters are filled with light, laughter, and ease. Others may be darker, heavier, and harder to navigate. But they are all part of your story, and your story matters. Your worth is not defined by the hardest chapters of your life. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not the times you've fallen short. You are the love you give, the hope you carry, the light you bring into the world. You are the way you rise after every fall, the way you keep going when it would be easier to give up. There is strength in vulnerability. It takes courage to admit when you're hurting, to ask for help, to face the parts of yourself that you'd rather hide. But those moments of honesty, those moments of rawness, are where true growth begins. They are where you learn to embrace yourself fully, to love not just the polished, presentable parts of yourself, but also the messy, imperfect ones. Being kind to yourself is not always easy. It means breaking the habit of self-criticism, silencing the inner voice that tells you you're not enough. It means choosing to speak to yourself with the same compassion and understanding you would offer to someone you love. It means saying, I forgive you, even when you're not sure you deserve it, because you do. You always do. Imagine the way you'd comfort a child who's made a mistake. You wouldn't yell at them or tear them down. You'd kneel beside them, look them in the eyes, and say, it's okay. Mistakes happen. You're still good. You're still loved. Now imagine saying that to yourself, because you deserve that same kindness, that same grace. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You don't have to have it all figured out. You are allowed to be a work in progress. You are allowed to take your time. You are allowed to grow at your own pace. The journey is yours, and there is no right or wrong way to walk it. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step forward. Every time you choose hope over despair, love over fear, kindness over anger, you are moving in the direction of your best self. Celebrate those choices. Celebrate the progress you've made, even if it feels slow. Progress is progress, and it is worth celebrating. You are not defined by the opinions of others. What they think of you is not who you are. You are not defined by your past. It does not dictate your future. You are not defined by your flaws. They do not diminish your beauty or your worth. You are defined by your heart, your spirit, your resilience. Take a moment to think about what makes you, you. Not what you do or what you've achieved, but who you are at your core. Maybe it's your kindness, your sense of humor, your curiosity, your creativity. Maybe it's the way you show up for the people you care about, or the way you keep going. No matter how hard it gets, hold on to those things. They are your truth. They are your power. There is no one in the world like you. No one who sees the world the way you do, who loves the way you do, who dreams the way you do. That uniqueness is your gift. It's what makes you irreplaceable. So don't waste your time trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. Be yourself, fully, boldly, unapologetically. The world needs your light. It needs your voice. It needs the unique magic that only you can bring. And the more you embrace who you are, the brighter your light will shine. So let it shine. Don't dim it for anyone or anything. Let it shine for yourself and for the people who need to see it. You are not just a part of this world. You are a gift to it. Your presence, your energy, your existence make it better. You belong here. You always have. And no matter what the future holds, you always will. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture a version of yourself untouched by fear, by doubt, by insecurity. A version of you that stands tall, radiates confidence, and knows deep in their soul that they are enough. That version of you already exists. It's not a distant dream or a goal you have to achieve. It's already within you, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be set free. So often we hold ourselves back, not because we're incapable, but because we're afraid. Afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of change. But fear is not your enemy. It's a part of you that wants to protect you, to keep you safe. And while it might feel overwhelming at times, it doesn't have to control you. You have the power to face your fears, to look them in the eye and say, I see you, but I won't let you stop me. Every time you take a step forward despite your fear, you grow stronger. You prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are brave, that you are resilient. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to act in spite of it. And you are courageous. Every time you choose to try again after a setback, every time you open your heart after it's been hurt, every time you show up even when it's hard, you are living proof of courage. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to use your voice. You are allowed to dream big, unapologetically. You don't have to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You don't have to dim your light to fit in. The world is big enough for all of us to shine, and shine you must, because your dreams matter, your passions matter. The things that light you up inside are not random. They are whispers from your soul, guiding you toward your purpose. Don't ignore them. Don't push them aside. Follow them even if the path isn't clear. Trust that as you take one step, the next will reveal itself. Remember, progress is not always linear. Some days you'll feel unstoppable, like you're on top of the world. Other days you might feel stuck, unsure, or even like you're moving backward, and that's okay. Growth isn't a straight line, it's a spiral, looping back on itself, but always moving upward. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Celebrate the small wins. Too often we wait for the big milestones to give ourselves permission to feel proud, but every step forward, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. The kind word you spoke to yourself today, celebrate it. The boundary you set to protect your peace, celebrate it. The moment you chose to rest instead of pushing yourself past your limit, celebrate it. These are victories and they matter. Be patient with yourself. Healing takes time. Growth takes time. Transformation takes time. You don't have to rush. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to keep moving forward, one step at a time, one day at a time. You are not broken. You are whole. Even in your struggles, even in your pain, you are whole. Your scars are not flaws. They are evidence of your strength. They are proof that you faced challenges and come out the other side. Wear them proudly, for they are part of your story. Forgive yourself for the mistakes, for the missteps, for the times you didn't know better. You are human, and humans are beautifully imperfect. What matters is not where you've been, but where you're going. And every day is a new opportunity to choose kindness, to choose growth, to choose love. Love yourself fiercely. Love yourself on the days when it's easy, and especially on the days when it's hard. Love yourself when you succeed, and love yourself when you fall short, because your love for yourself is not conditional. It is not dependent on perfection. It is unwavering. It is eternal.